Hey, how you doing today? Steve Bedell, your realtor, coming to you from the Villages, Florida today. Today is October 17, 2024. And today we're going to talk about hurricanes because they are a pretty hot topic now, especially when we've had two major hurricanes. They were what, maybe a week apart, 10 days apart? I don't know. Now we're a week later from Milton, and we had Helene before that. So anyway, two major hurricanes caused a lot of damage, still causing a lot of problems in the state of Florida, and even up in the Asheville, North Carolina area where my daughter happens to be, and having a lot of issues up there. So we're going to see. Let's talk today. The topic of this is the village hurricane proof? So let's take a look. And I wrote down four reasons why I think if you're going to be in Florida, the Villages is a pretty good place to be, especially if you're concerned about hurricanes. So let's dive right in here and check it out. You can see I have a map of Florida up, and here's my sensor. Huh, I hope. Oh, is it not working? There we go. Okay, here's Ocala. Here's Orlando, Disneyland, and here's Leesburg. We are right here next to Leesburg. Right there. We're north and west of Orlando. Takes about an hour, maybe a touch more to get to Orlando from here. All right, so that's where we are. So location, that's the number one reason because look, these hurricanes hit in. Well, one of them hit up here into they call that the Big Bend area, right in that section right there. They got hit pretty good on the first one on Helene, and then the last one came in and hit in the Tampa area. And these two were both coming in from the Gulf. They were bay hurricanes. Sometimes they come in from this side too. But if you look where we're positioned, we're in a pretty good spot here because Milton hit the Tampa area as and when it hit, it was either a category 3 or 4, but pretty strong. It was a 5 when it was out in the ocean. But it hit there as a category, let's say 3 hurricane, which is pretty powerful, very high winds, and and lots of rain, of course, because you got to worry about both of them. It isn't just the wind, the rain might actually be worse, I think. But anyway, but there you go. So we're up in an area, we're in the middle of the state. By the time it got to the Villages, it did pass a little south of us. It went more directly over Orlando. So we were about 50 miles away from the center. We got winds. The highest winds we got here were 73, I think. So almost category 1 hurricane winds. But we did get some heavy winds and we got some heavy rains. We got over 6 inches of rain from that one day itself, and we had additional rain too. I think it might be about 9 inches total. That's a lot of rain. So let's see what happens. So we'll talk about that in a little bit as we go down these. Okay. So number two reason why I think it's a great place to be if you're going to be in a hurricane. I've been here 6.5 years, so I've been through what, maybe 4 or 5 hurricanes, counting these last two. Utilities. What do you see when you look at this photo? No telephone poles. Everything is buried here because, well, it's a lot of it is for cosmetic reasons. It sure looks better than a whole bunch of telephone lines and wires all over the place. So that's a great reason to do it. Now, is that going to absolutely totally exempt you from any issues? No, because if a substation gets hit where it's coming in, if they go out, then you're going to go out. But it does really alleviate it. I'm from New Hampshire, and I remember the ice storm maybe 15 years ago, and the trees all bent, the branches all fell off, they crashed through all the lines. It was a mess. We did not have power for, I think, 8 days at my house. The whole state was at a standstill and a lot of that was because the wires were just broken all over the place. Here in the Villages, no wires, no problem. So utilities, great reason. Number three, let's just take a look at another one here. Is construction. I read recently that homes in the Villages are built to withstand 125-mile-an-hour winds, and that's what, a Category 3 hurricane, maybe even more than that. But anyway, this is a concrete block construction, obviously, but the ones that are not concrete, also the ones that are frames and vinyl, they are supposed to be built to those specifications. I'm sure these can stand a little more. So but anyway, all the homes in the Villages when you buy one here, I wouldn't count as long as you're not up in the historic section, the very old section where they have some mobile homes. Yeah, those ain't gonna work. But anything south of the historic section should be okay in the villages. So, boom, another good reason. Now here's one I really want to talk about here, and this is really a big deal. This is, let's see, let's get rid of this. Whoops. Boom. I'm gonna bring this up. These are some photos I did this morning. Now remember, this is a week after the hurricane. I want you to look at this. The village is full of retention ponds, a lot of them on the golf courses. And this one here, this is right down the street from me. It's part of the Bedell golf course. Is Bedell and Bogart, right down the bottom of the hill, and in Largo, the village that I live in. Now this is way up onto the golf course. This is supposed to be about half this size, and this was a week ago. I want to show you some things, other things over here. Okay, so here's the villages, and they're watering. So why are they doing that? If people don't know the place, they're going, oh, this is great. They got water everywhere, and they're watering. Well, the villages has a really sophisticated, whole complicated water system. Everything's on the ground, of course. The whole place is underground water and retention ponds, and they have this. They can moderate how much water is in these retention ponds. And before the hurricane came, if you came, you'd see them doing this, and you'd say, "Why are they watering the lawns with the hurricane coming?" Well, they're not watering the lawns; they're dumping water. They're taking it out of these retention ponds, and they're flooding it out on the golf courses, so that the golf courses are designed so that they can spread this water out, hit the fairways, and just kind of get it out all over the place. I'm no engineer, so I can't give you a lot of details on that. I just wanted here to show you the height. This water here a week ago, these sand traps were in the water. In the water. That's kind of flat light, so you can't really tell how much that is. But that lake I just showed you is out here, and the water was up to here, up to the shack, up to the sign-in shack. So it was very high. Here's what else you see here. Palm trees, palm fronds. When that wind picks up 35, 40 miles an hour, you see palm fronds all over the place. They come down. The trees, the palm trees seem pretty hardy, and they don't fall down. But these fronds that they got, they come down pretty easily. So you see these everywhere. Now, what I want to show you, oh, I didn't even keep that one, did I? Oh, I kept one. There was a lake here that wasn't in it. But in any case, between all these things that the villages does, they're flooding out. So here's what I got, or here's what I can tell you about damage in the villages. Some houses had some shingles blown off. There might have been one roof, I heard, but but I don't know. So we had some shingle damage. We had a bunch of palm fronds down, and we got a ton of water. Now the golf courses, they're not going to be open. It might be weeks because there's so much water on them. But as far as I know, I have not heard of one person who had any water damage in their house. And that's because the villages has really done a great job designing all these places. So here, homes are here. This is way up. You know what this is? Yeah, the water's way up, but still no homes get damaged. And see these homes over here, that water was up to here, but did any homes get damaged? No. And there's a bunch of junk that's waiting to get picked up all over the place. Now, what can I tell you? If you're worried about hurricanes coming to Florida, the Villages is a great location to be. You take all that stuff into consideration. No water damage in any home that I'm aware of. We do have golf courses closed up for a while, but that's because they got water all over the place in the ponds, and the ponds have flooded out, but they don't reach any houses just because of the way the Villages designed it. Okay. All right. I don't know why that's there, but so I hope that's helpful to you. If you're concerned about hurricanes in Florida, well, don't live on the coast. Everybody wants to live on the ocean and on the beach, but if you live on the ocean and on the beach, you got to be very concerned about hurricanes. Here in the Villages, They're always bad. Never know what's going to happen, but odds have it you're in good position to handle hurricanes if you live in the villages because of location, utilities, construction, and the whole water plan. All righty. Hope that was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.